Okay, now I'm on wide angle. Hopefully you can notice some difference. And this is my wide angle lens cover, which you probably saw in some videos from last year. So the actual Turkquoise are actually larger than you think they are, because this is a wide angle lens cover, not an ordinary camera lens cover. I didn't make that point clear last year, but anyway. Well, new year, new season, and my cat's just died, so you know, oh yeah, I'm looking back at old footage, and I'm going to probably do a lot of uploading during the the cooler, wet winter months, because we really only have 2 seasons in Australia. We have the dry, when the soil is dry on the surface, it's like bone dry, rock hard, but it's still slightly damp underneath, about down a few inches. And then we have the wet, when the surface of the soil stays wet right through that season. Basically, that's what it really means. And when it dries out for 3 or 4 days, usually about 3 days, then all the bulbous, cormous and tuberous plants, that's when they suddenly start going dormant. So that's basically, some Aboriginal groups in different parts of Australia sort of define seasons up to 7 seasons according to what vegetation is around, what food availability there is. But basically, really, there are only 2 seasons in Australia: the wet and the dry. And of course, all the coniferous plants basically grow during the wet, or usually the wet and somewhat cooler time of the year. In this southern part of Australia, it's a Mediterranean type climate, which basically means it hardly goes below 0 degrees Celsius. It can go a little bit lower, but anything lower than about -2 degrees, then some of the tubes will start to liquefy and rot, as we discovered using paraffin oil tests in the fridge. But anyway, I think this is enough for a test run. I'll just see if I can put this onto macro with wide lens. It might be, I think I did have a problem with something like that last year. Can I do that? No, it won't allow me to do it before. It allows me to do it before I go on to the movie function, but not after. So that means I was doing things wrong then. So anyway, that's enough for these test runs. I can take this home, put it up, and see how bad the megapixel is. And because I've obviously knocked something on the camera in the last season towards the end of something, and I need to reset all how many megapixels go. I want to get for you the clearest pictures I can, even though I'm only using it's an $800 camera, so I can't afford much anything else. I had to save up for it, but it's good enough, I think, to get you an idea or a taste of what's here. I mean, if you really want magnificence, you've got to go to Western Australia. As I said, I had the second half of my childhood over there, and I keep telling people, and when they go there, they come back, it's like their jaw, you almost have to scrape their jaws off the floor, and it's all like this sort of "I told you so, but not" sort of thing. They don't want to, it's sort of like that. Yeah, it's all like, yes, oh yes, I know what you mean now. When they come back, it's all like their jaws are almost scraping the floor, because from what they've seen. I said, yeah, it's like an absolute CP smorgasbord over there. I mean, it is the mecca of the world. That's what I couldn't get across. When you go to the local library and you read all the books, basically all the books were saying that the southwest of Western Australia is the CP mecca of the whole world. And most of the local people don't realise how good we've got it, sort of thing, in being a sand groper like that. So. And I think things are going to get a lot better in the next few years, because there'll be some major discoveries made, and it's just going to get better and better, I think. So things are going to go ballistic on YouTube and the internet in general, and there's new discoveries coming out, and it's just, hopefully, CPs will finally get onto the footing that all the other groups in horticulture are on. You go to any other group, and orchids or something like that, and they've all got these rules: you do this, do that, and take it home, and it will grow better than it does in the wild. But unfortunately, CPs, that's not true for CPs. It still isn't. They still grow better, bigger, colourful, faster, more robust in the wild. And I think the key species that really signifies that is Drosera gigantea. A robust species that the size of a small Christmas tree. Stem that's so robust you can actually stub your toe in it while it's still in a Wellington boot. I used to do that as a child. Stem going right down about 2 meters to a gigantic tuber sitting on the sand clay interface. Yes, it's just amazing. And also it sits in water for quite, it's a rheophyte, or one plant that likes to be slightly submerged for you know, its growing season. So, you know, it doesn't rot or anything like that. So it really, Drosta gigantea, I think, is the sentinel species, really, for carnivorous plants, in at least in Australia, if not worldwide. It really says there's an alternative reality out there. If we can just track it down and discover it, then the horticultural side of CPs will finally surface and take hold. And you look out, you people who grow orchids, there will be so much competition between your orchids and our CPs, you better watch it. That's my prediction anyway, once we've figured out what really is going on in the wild, and do that. So anyway, that's enough of me talking. Have a good laugh now.